Hey, welcome to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as the best resonates for you. Now, if you're new to the channel, I always open up my readings using my Psychic Soul Healer deck. I like to look at the spiritual energies first. That's going to be the energy that is determining what your person's actions are, what your actions are, and a lot of times what manifests. We can understand what manifests. And if there's an imbalance, we're able to integrate it a lot better because all my channels are healing channels because I'm a healer. So I will tell you what's going to happen in your life, but I want to really focus on the blocks in your life because blocks are what keeps us feeling limited within our relationships. They make us feel limited within ourselves. It's what creates detachment. It's what makes us feel not good enough or defective or something wrong. So it's what creates the shadow. And when we have a shadow aspect of self, and we don't heal it, well, then karmic themes continue to play out within our life, which create more of a karmic loop, which makes us, again, feel stuck in a situation and makes us feel that we can't manifest. Where really, you're not here by mistake, you're here by God's design. You have purpose. You actually have the universe inside of you. The universe is God. You and I are connected to each other through universal energy called empathy and sensitivity. And it's a natural language. It's one that can read the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities through the world when we're grounded and we're balanced and we're in the moment and we're in the now and we're relaxed. We, again, are able to receive information intuitively. We're able to pick up information intuitively that is going to be correct. If we're imbalanced, then we're going to be up in our head a lot. We're going to be focusing on what happened, what might happen, what could happen, because we're not coming from a true sense of self. And then our behaviorisms and habits are going to be in alignment more with what we fear instead of what we want. And then we wind up sabotaging ourselves. So many times, this is why we want to know about the wounds. We know if someone likes us, we can feel it. We know whether or not, we want to be with someone because we, again, know that. What we don't understand a lot of times is why we get into relationships that we feel like they're supposed to work out really well. We can feel there's intense chemistry, there's a lot of passion, the person feels like home, but then everything which they do is out of alignment with that. They undervalue the relationship, they sabotage the relationship, and then we're left with of pain. So they always say that there's a fine line between love and hate, and this is why. So would like to, again, be able to transmute those negative and painful wounds into spiritual gifts. That's what happens when you expand consciousness. All right, let's just shuffle these a little bit, just light shuffle. First card out, greedy. Grounded. Detached. Attachment. Elitist. So right now, again, I believe that you're connected to someone, Virgo, that's very all about themselves. They have more of dominant male energy. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're a male. They come across as very good in business, good with building things good with logic, but again, more better with the earth elements of the earthly plane. So let's put it like they're better with money, they're better with passion instead of love, they're better with um again creating. They have a lot of fire energy. However, they tend to look at things only from their perception and is imbalanced because they only think about themselves. And they are not really, their heart isn't open, so they tend to be very greedy, where they don't want to really give anyone anything. And they're in detached. There's a lot of detachment there from past relationships. And again, from fear of being inadequate, so they try to elevate themselves. Again, they want to be identified with um, like a crowd. It's again, everything's persona. This person cares again a lot of more about how they appear on the outside than again how they appear on the inside, is what I'm feeling. This is the energy, Virgo, that you've been dealing with. That's not pleasant energy. And I'm going to tell you why. This it means that they've been dealing with you very logically and detached. And that's not how you want to be treated by someone that you care about, someone that you love. You want them to show you, again, love and affection back. It's again diplomacy. Yeah, I feel like you handled the situation in a very diplomatic way, and they did not expect you to. They expected you to be crushed. They expected you to lay down and die. They expected you to beg and plead, and now they're nervous. Now they're nervous. Yeah, they were reactive. You didn't act the way that they wanted you to act. They wanted you to again give everything to them. They wanted again, they think that they could. They're very strategic and sly. They're smooth talkers and again romantic type of people. Again, good with their words when it comes to passion. So they thought that they were going to be able to like be all passion and all suave. And again, they're very grounded in the fact of how they, you know, how they navigate, how they strategize to get what they want. Like they thought this out, and they have a lot of fear around relationships. And the thing is, they are detached. They're detached from trauma, and when we're detached from trauma, it doesn't mean that there is no trauma. It means that they are not aware of how they act and their emotions and how they portray themselves. They only are watching what you do. So they can be triggering you by this behavior and they wouldn't see what they're doing. They're just seeing how you do. And they, because they need a lot of healing, they don't like parts of themselves that they've detached from, and there's a lot of detachment. Um, their ego wants to like accumulate things like possessions, and they want to belong to fancy clubs and hang around with certain people so that people perceive them as if they have it all together. They really don't have it all together, and the truth of the matter is they know that you know on some level that they don't have it all together, which is why when you didn't fall for again their little breadcrumbs and them again wanting you to like give them all the attention and didn't fall for all their passion, they got reactive because they saw it as rejection. They saw it as again, which triggered their wound. They already feel inadequate about themselves, which is why they strategized instead of just coming straight towards you and being able to express like how they felt more comfortable with the idea, the idea of it than actually, the idea of what it looks like, the idea of it and having someone give all the love to them. But when you didn't, like I said, it triggered a lot of different other wounds that they had. Because healing is like we're peeling an onion. There's many different layers. So what there was at first was greedy, because I'm coming from a place of fear. Like I can't share, my heart isn't open. So I'm going to be willing to take from you, but I don't really know how to give back. Me just being in your presence should be good enough. So again, the person's elevated their ego. Um, they strategize. They don't take the time to really get to know you, but they think that they know you, but by what they perceive and what they heard. So again, they don't want to seem like they care. So, but they accumulate information about you through other resources, maybe friends, situations, that they've seen online, or whether or not they just heard through the community or the grapevine. However, and the reason why is because they're detached. They're afraid to form that strong emotional bond because they don't really like who they are. They want you to perceive them like they're, have like part of the upper class. Um, but the truth of the matter is that you were like, no thanks, I'm not like, this really isn't that much for me, I'm going to turn this away. Created a lot of nervousness within them because again, you were making them look at their reality and what their perception of their reality about themselves. You were saying that is not my perception of you. So it's again, you challenge them, which of course made them reactive in a way that created a lot of, back again, fear. This person has a lot of fear because they feel inadequate of self. So this relationship brought automatically, just right off the bat, triggered the person that you're connected to, the person while you're here again, or the person that is connected to you, and maybe they're listening to this video, what pulled out the wounds first. Again, first of all, you feel really inadequate without yourself. But on the other hand, they stick around long enough because they also feel this. You feel natural to me. You make me like, I feel as if you're familiar to me. And even if I don't know you, that's because it's a past life connection. So here we have it, that again, just greedy, but this person again knows how to strategize, knows how to do exactly what they need to do to get what they want normally, and they do. And they don't get hurt. Because again, if I am giving, but I'm giving from a superficial way, and that superficial way could be, I just connect with people through telling them how attractive they are, maybe talking dirty to them, maybe again, but like talking back and forth with pictures and whatever. So it's very surface because they don't know that person. They haven't taken the time. So it's just a physical thing. So it's again because they are just looking to get what they need. They're not looking to build an emotional connection. Why? Because again, I don't want to deal with the emotions. Why? Because I don't like who I am. I would rather perceive that I am like above it all. Um, However, I really did have feelings for you, really. So this has created a lot of nervousness in me because you didn't take it. You were like handled it with grace and, diplomacy, and went about your business, but now I'm stuck thinking about how I reacted and the fact that this really was a good connection that made me feel comfortable. And I don't normally feel comfortable because I feel inadequate. And so you see how everything leads back to that the person feels inadequate because that's a theme within their life. So they will always return back to that until they heal it because what resists persists. That's why. So what caused this inside this person? Let's look at the wounds. Let's look at some wounds, illusions, living in a dream world. You create your own hell. Don't let your thoughts control you. Well, hello. It's again, that is what this is all about, is that this person again thinks that they are like, that they're not good enough. And so because they don't feel good enough, again, they have the illusion. So really there's nothing that's stopping them except for their own mind. And that happens usually, again, if we were around someone that made us feel that way. It could have happened in childhood and not even on purpose. Sometimes if we're a highly sensitive person and we're around someone that doesn't understand our process, that we think slower, but not because we're slow, but because we're taking in a lot of different stimuli and we're processing it. We're more thorough. We're slower, but we're more thorough. So if your person is highly sensitive and someone is, again, not liking the fact that they're slower and that they have their process, maybe they don't like their process altogether, then this person doesn't like who they are. And I feel that they don't like who they are a lot of times because they don't want to tap into their intuition. They don't want to tap into what they feel. And so they try to handle everything very logically with ice cold logic, and you can't do that in a relationship. You know, because it's very cut and dry. This isn't like, we're not up on trial where we just need the facts. That's very cold and it's detached. And just because they're comfortable in that space doesn't mean that you are. And the problem is that you're not. I don't think that this person was doing that purposely. I think that that's their style. I think the more that they like someone, which is really what I feel, the more that they like someone, the more that they get in their own way because they don't believe that they're deserving of love. But it's again, it's all the confinements that are in their own mind. It's like it's kind of keeping them safe because they don't have to go and take a chance. So we can see how there's a huge block there. Perfectionists, yeah, because they want to try and be perfect. It's like when we feel inadequate, when we feel like there's something wrong with us, we try and be perfect, but there is no such thing as perfect. We shoot for excellence. Only God's perfect. We are not. We learn how to find ourselves. We learn that we are perfect in our own right, and that everyone's perfect is different. So you'll never be perfect because everyone has a different perception of what perfect is. So just be you. Now, this is a past life connection. So Virgo, you already had a connection to this person. They didn't need to do all this. They did it because, again, of the illusions that are in their own mind. Again, that I need to be perfect. So that means I need to make enough money. That means I need to look a certain way. That means I need to have everything perfect so that you will perceive that I am perfect, which is really exhausting, which is why this person would rather be detached. Because when you do all that for a person, you're still thinking about that person, and how much time, energy, focus, and money you give a person is how much energy of your resources, your personal resources you're giving, and that's how much you tend to wind up liking that person. So even though this person thought because they weren't giving anything the entire time, they were trying to get you to give everything, they were spending so much time manipulating the situation, trying to get you to do what they wanted to do, that they were actually growing stronger feelings for you. Because of this energy, see, when we're greedy, we wind up getting less. We actually wind up getting more when we're generous. Constrained, giving up your power, too many rules, take back your freedom. And I feel like this was you. You just were like, I can't be in the confines of your rules and how this relationship is going to work, where it's very cold. You don't really offer anything. I don't know what this is. So it kind of kept you again very restricted and very like again caged in, like purposely keeping you there, like almost like you can't move forward and you can't move back because I don't really know what I want, because I want you, because I have feelings for you, because this is past life connection. So how could I not? However, I'm so broken inside and I have so many fears and I have so many confinements that I put on myself. I don't know. I can't have you in my life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be completely selfish and again come on to you like I am, but I can't. That makes sense. Like it's like they want their cake and eat it too. Angry, ruled by their emotions. And that's the thing too. This person is not emotionally intelligent. So the thing is, they have a lot of wounds. Those wounds over time, they fester. And negative energy over time is very angry energy. And it's not just very like that energy oftentimes turns into rage, turns into other, negative emotions. And the thing is, if you're subconscious to what your traumas are, which this person is, this relationship is awakening them to it, then any little thing is going to make them angry. They're going to project a lot. They're going to be mad if you voice and set opinions and boundaries that are not in alignment with them because they don't know how to have a conversation. They're too busy, like again, in the confinements of their own mind, trying to be perfect instead of trying to get along. They're too busy trying to create an illusion of the person that they want you to perceive that they are instead of really who they are, working on the person who they are. Again, trying to heal themselves from the outside in, and it doesn't work that way. And really, the more that they are do that, the more angry, because who could keep up with trying to be perfect? If that's going to be stress you out even more. And then you're going to feel like you're actually doing so much when you're really not doing anything. Oh, you're doing so much to try and impress that person, but you're not doing anything for them. Again, you're not growing with them. The problem is detachment. The problem is that there's an intimacy issue. There's always going to be intimacy issues when we have detachment. Because detachment is all about trauma from feeling victimized, from being betrayed. And detachment is I don't feel, I feel numb, or I try to numb, so I don't feel. Avoidance. I felt you were ashamed of me and were avoiding me. See, that again, like distorted perception. If you're not over giving to me, if you're not like over giving to me because I need a lot, then I'm assuming that you don't really care enough about me. Like, in order for this person to feel comfortable, they have to be on an uneven playing field. They need to elevate themselves. And so they will manipulate the situation in order to do it. And what happened is you handled it with diplomacy. And because you handled it with diplomacy, this person didn't know what to do with that. They wanted you to yell at them. They wanted you to chase them. They wanted you to say, how dare you, like, or whatever. They expected that. You didn't do that. Yes. And the reason why you didn't do that is because that you felt that this person lied to you the whole time. You're like, I felt I had been living a lie this whole time. The truth is darker than I imagined. So it's again, like you see all this person's baggage. You see all this person's wounds because of how they acted. So it's like you're acting like, I think not that you would, I think that you did feel like you were living a lie because it's like you thought that this person was someone else. You thought that they were more confident. They created the illusion so that you thought that. It's again, they're good at that because they don't feel good about themselves. And then they weren't able to really talk about the problems that came up, and they would twist it and then avoid you. And so it's like you're not even who you say you are. You're like, you're not even who you say that you are. That I think thought that we just had problems with us or something that had happened. But what I see is that that trauma is you need a lot of healing. It's like the truth is that a lot darker. That we can't really repair our situation because you need to repair yourself first, is how I'm feeling, Virgo, that you're just like this, whatever this is, I can't do anything with this, even though I want to. So there's a little bit of anger in your sense too, because it's like, I really liked you. I really like, I feel that connection of home and that familiarity. And the fact that you're so defective and like so broken, is that a sign that that's all I'm deserving of? So again, remember, soulmates, twin flames, they mirror each other a lot. So, this person feels defective, but no one should be able to make you feel defective, Virgo. But there is a sense of, I feel like I can't get what I need. And so there is anger and there is like, you're a liar. But the truth is, that person does have feelings for you. That's what it looks like. Their behaviors and their habits are not in alignment with what they truly want. They're in alignment with their traumas. That's how this played out. It wasn't conscious. That's why they don't understand what the problem is. You see the problem because you're like, okay, well, I've been in good relationships before and I don't know what the hell this is. I can feel when things are, balanced. I can feel when things are good. I can feel intuitively. And what I'm feeling is like you're checked out, that you're not grounded, that you want to be here, but there's a sense that you can't. And you're blaming me, like you're expecting me to give you more to hold this relationship together, which that's how detached people get to be in relationships. They don't put the same amount of effort in. This person that you're attached to is just not used to anyone being so blunt about it, which again makes them feel uncomfortable, but they should be like seeing that they're making you feel uncomfortable. So it's again, there's this sense of avoidance, and I don't want to talk through anything because I have problems with emotion. So I just rather just stay confined in the illusions of my mind instead of really working things out. But instead, I am going to, just stay angry. And again, like, and then what they do is they still have feelings for you, so they still manipulate you, and then they kind of like try and gaslight you, saying that, oh yeah, I'm the bad guy, you've turned everything onto me, against me. I'm like, I've been bad to guide this whole time. Because that's what people that don't want to heal, that are afraid to heal, will do. They will get defensive. So it's again, if a person is defensive, you can't do anything like that. Don't try and push, because you won't get what you want, because you're dealing with the ego. And the ego does not want to look at the fact that this person is a rompus ass. And this is how they are sabotaging the relationship. Yeah, accountable. All the blame fell on like again onto me. No accountability on your end. I had enough. So it's again like this, your person doesn't take any accountability at all. Instead, they just want to project everything onto you. They want to make it like it's you. And that's what I'm saying. That is the that's the ego. So what are the hidden truths? What do they really feel? Because right now, like this is like they're not budging, you're not budging. But what are the hidden truths on their end? The timing just wasn't right for us. So they again feel like when they came into your life, They didn't give you anything because the timing wasn't right. But my issue is I feel like they didn't tell you that. Again, this person likes it when people chase them. So if I don't give you anything and I don't give you any explanation, you're going to give me more. You didn't. You held them accountable. And so it's again that now they'll say the timing wasn't right, but the truth of the matter is, like you said, I wish I could share my good news with you. I feel like they've been working on their life. They've been doing things to change their life. My life is not as together as it seems. Not now, it's not together at all, as far as I'm concerned, if you're trying to pretend that you're somebody else. Or you're again trying to become a chameleon to just mold to that person so that person will like you because you don't like yourself. Um, that's why life is not that put together. And I think there's been karmic consequences in other areas of this person's life because of that energy, to be honest with you, because there always are. And because there always are, your person's always waiting for like everything to fall apart again because their stability is not grounded because they're not grounded in themselves. We're always up in our head because we're nervous. We're not in the moment. We're not in the now. I hope that you can forgive me one day. So let's see. Are they going to do anything? Are they going to do anything? I get emotional when I think of you. So it's again, and because that's the irony, because they weren't able to express their emotions and now they're stuck in the emotion because they didn't take this chance. See, they try to avoid love, but you can't unavoid, you can't hide from unconditional love. You can't break it. You can't break that connection. So it's again, they did all this bullshit to protect their heart. And now look, they're stuck. They're just stuck in it. You inspire me in so many ways again. And that's because you, again, lived your life. You were like, do you think that I was going to lay down and die? I'm not. I was like, I'm moving on. Like, almost like I saw this reel and it was on Facebook and it had this, and it was like how to deal with um, avoidance or whatever. And the guy, you just heard the guy's voice. The guy says, I think we should break up. And the girl's doing her makeup and she's like, she stops and she goes, okay. And then goes back to doing her makeup and he goes, that's all you got? Calm, like that, that's all you got? And she goes, oh, did you expect to cuddle? I don't know what you expected. Did you expect to cuddle? And the guy says, fuck you. He gets mad. And it's like, yeah, because you're trying to antagonize me. You're trying to, again, so your person is someone that would do that. Like, oh, like at the moment that you expressed that you had feelings and cared, they took that and they kept it, but they didn't return anything to you. They just left you out in the cold, being like, and the thing is, the way that you handled it was like how the lady put the makeup on was like, oh, okay, you don't want that, fine. And now they're stuck and they're mad because that is not the way that that was supposed to go down. And I don't believe that that's the way that things normally go down with them, but you're more evolved than them. So this is a soul connection, but mainly I think it was a soul's connection for them to see, hey, like you want to connect to a higher level person. You want to connect to a person that has good moral character, someone that's going to love you, someone that's not going to cheat on you, there's someone that's not going to abandon you, there's someone that's going to show up for you. Well, you need to have all those elements too. And your person probably was like, I don't really know what that looks like. So here you come into their life. So you say, well, why was I chosen? Well, Virgo, maybe again, I'm feeling for two reasons. One, it was a karmic test. We always get a karmic test before we evolve into our next layer. It's again, and that was, I love myself. You're not giving me enough. It was to recognize your worth. It was that's really why this person was brought into your life. It was just a spiritual test. So it was a strong connection. Yes. Could it have worked out? Yes, if this person would have leveled up, but they never did. And being that they never did, and how do we know that they never did? Because they would rather stay emotional over you when they think of you. They're detached, but when they do think of you, they feel horrible. They feel horrible that they never took the chance. They're horrible at how they treated you. They would rather like watch you from afar. They're not healed. They have to do the healing work. And why I say that is because they care so much about the appearance on the outside instead of the inside. They would rather ruin their life. Because again, when we're living our life just for appearances and we have to be detached, there's no flavor to our life. There's no excitement to our life. We can never really let anyone close, because anyone that comes in is going to see who we truly are. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. Now, if you resonated and you want to win that free reading, you're going to do those three things I've told you to do, which is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word Master Healer in your comment bar. Those three things automatically get you into entering into winning a free psychic reading with me. All right, guys. I will talk to you all soon. And by the way, if anyone wants to check out any other zodiac, you can check out my Psychic Soul Healer channel. The link is in the description box. And you can actually check out, if you can't find anything, just go to my website, pureenergyhealer.com. There you can find all my YouTube channels, my podcast, blogs if you're interested in learning. I have thousands of blogs, so you want to definitely read them if you're interested in soul healing. And if you're someone that is looking for more healing within your life, then you definitely might want to check out my $7.99 a month coaching the shadow package. There, every week we go through a different healing modality. We first look at the trauma. Again, we learn how to know what traumas we have. So there's a lot of different exercises to create awareness. And then once we have that awareness and we know what the trauma is, we do things like reframing exercises, repatterning exercises, we do body scans, we do hundreds of other exercises that will help you heal to integrate the shadow aspects part of yourself. And understand when you do this, your consciousness expands. You actually raise your vibration, your psychic abilities enhance, and you discover a gift. Because again, when we integrate spiritual wounds, they turn to spiritual gifts. So just wanted to share that with everyone, because like I said, it's all about healing. Because today you may be with this person and may care so much about them, but tomorrow you may not be. That job that you're interested in, if it doesn't work out, is there another job? When we don't feel good in ourselves, we feel like, well, there might not be. When the truth really is, it's again, we can have whatever it is that we want. Just have to believe that we want it. And it's important to heal yourself because, like I said, you're always changing. What you want today is not what you want tomorrow. And you're going to have to be able to figure out how to go with the flow of your life. And the way that that's done is through your path. And we can either have a very smooth path or it can be really rocky. It's rocky when we have a lot of karmic debt to pay off. And that happens when we haven't learned. So integrating helps us learn. Get into new situations that resemble a karmic situation. We know how to handle it. We know how to handle it because sometimes it's not about leaving. It's not an all or nothing situation. It's requiring us to find balance within the situation and learning how to do that. All right. Now I'm really going to leave it there. I'll see you all soon, Virgo. Bye.